A month ago, I was lucky enough to fly on board business class of Iberia's new A321 Neo. So here is a quick review for you to choose. As you can see, the seats are at an angle compared to the side of the aircraft. Nevertheless, they are spacious and comfortable. Or let's say large enough for your comfort, but don't expect Etihad's first class suite, of course. You have a proper large monitor in front of you that you can adjust in terms of angle, vertically and horizontally, so that you can easily look at the screen both when you are laying down on or when you're sitting. This is the view from the seat, and you can see that the window is behind you. There is this nice storage area on your side for things you might use throughout the flight. This is how I used it during my flight. These are the controls for your seat. They can of course completely recline, and this is the dining table. Unfortunately, when I opened it, there were breadcrumbs. Not a great experience, but the flight was fantastic and the service was awesome, so I wouldn't complain. Now, let's talk about the amenities kit, which I found rather complete and comfy. So I opened it for you and set it on a proper display, so I could do this with just one hand. You can see your earplugs, you can see the toothbrush and toothpaste, hand cream, lipstick, socks, and of course, the mask to cover your eyes during the day or during the night if you don't want to be disturbed. Here is another quick view of your area with all the amenities. You have your pillow, you have your duvet, and what you don't see here is also a little rolled mat that you can keep rolled to put under your legs, under your head, or you can unroll as an additional mat on top of your seat. And this is how it looks like during the night. Like every Airbus, it has this nice lighting throughout the night that of course in the morning will start mirroring the dawn to wake you up gently. You can see also this nice lighting in your area, which can be of course dimmed or switched off. There is also a nice reading light for you that you can adjust, and this is in addition to the reading light on top of the ceiling. These are the controls to adjust the lighting in your space. In this case, I was trying to switch it off to have complete darkness and enjoy a good sleep. As you can see, now my area is kind of pitch black. These are the controls for the seat. You can adjust it. You have some nice presets for you to lounge and watch TV as you relax. And this is the view with all the compartment available for storage. This is a nice area to put stuff on your right, stuff that you would use during the flight. I found this particularly helpful. However, it was a bit hard to reach when you are strapped on your seat. The infotainment system is really good. You can see it as a feature to connect to your own Bluetooth headphones. This is a nice touch. There are parental controls to restrict the content in case you're flying with a little one. Then there is the control to turn on the light on top of the ceiling. Of course, language options to choose the language of your choosing, and plenty of options on top in terms of content that you might want to browse during your flight. There is movies, TV, audio. It's a really nice connection of titles, and I really enjoyed the different filters you can select on top to really find what you're looking for. Overall, a very good system that will keep you entertained. A few words on the maps system that I found really well designed. Great user interface, I found it engaging and nice to play with. Let me show you a few examples of the views that you can get through this app. Of course, you can take a look at what the pilot is seeing and how the plane looks like as you're flying throughout the world. And then of course there is the famous automatic view that spans across different visualizations of your trip with practical information. This option is pretty much available on every plane, but in this case it was really flowing smoothly, so I really enjoyed that. Let's take a look at the menu here. Very rich meals. This is what you get when you board. A very enjoyable charcuterie platter with ham, salami and cheese, and of course a refreshment of your choice. This was my main meal on my way to Washington from Madrid. You can see a carpaccio as a starter, and then some ravioli, delicious with truffle sauce, assortment of bread, oil, butter, salt and pepper, and of course my unmissable cerveza. To conclude, a delicious dessert. This was a flan with fresh cream. Oh my gosh, did I enjoy that dessert. That was the perfect thing to put me to sleep. In the morning/afternoon, when I landed in Washington from Madrid, I was served this very nice platter as a breakfast. This features an assortment of cheese and of course a Spanish tortilla. I enjoyed this refreshing snack. On my way back to Madrid from Washington, I also had a very enjoyable menu. Feel free to pause this video at any time to read in details all of the individual courses that I was served on this flight. I will spare you from a picture of the starter once again, and I will focus on the main course. This was composed by an entree of, let's say, bacon or pork belly with a certain orange sauce, and then a main that you see on the back, which was basically a fillet with roasted potatoes. And of course, your selection of bread, and then olive oil and butter. A very nice meal. But I think that the star of the show was really the breakfast in Madrid. This was a fantastic crepe with chocolate and strawberries and fresh cream, and then of course a warm croissant to complete my café de leche, or coffee with milk, as you will say in English. This was a great way to land in Madrid. Overall, a fantastic flight, great service, I would definitely recommend.